Calvin Castine at the West Plattsburgh American Legion, post 16-19, Lester M. Rock Memorial Field. It's the 17th day of September 2008, and we're here for Game 4 in the best of 5 championship round of the Adirondack Slow Pitch League A Division. The B's and C's were wrapped up last night, and last night the World Warehouse and Distributing team pushed it to at least one more game with a convincing win against the defending champion Coors Light squad. Coors Light will bat first tonight. It'll be a home game for the World Warehouse, and should the World pull it out tonight, there'll be one more game to decide it all. Last year in the championship round, Coors Light defeated the World team by a 3-0 margin, winning it 3 games in a row. This year, the World has improved. They have pushed to at least one more game, and we'll see if they can go beyond that when action starts here in a moment on viewer-supported hometown cable. Mark Tatro is keeping the scorebook for the World team tonight. Kevin Levine is managing, pitching, and keeping the scorebook. Alan Rock will be calling the balls and strikes over at third base. It's Keith Rael, and at first base, it's Donnie Schutz. The defense for the World team, Randy Eversole is on the pitching rubber. His battery mate tonight is Caleb Castine. At first base, Corey Russell. Second base is John Southwick. Shortstop is Jamie Moore, and at third base, Rick Dumas. There's a change in the outfield. Justin Samples again in left, but Scott LaFountain has moved over to left center, replacing the irreplaceable Jared Jarvis. Was left for Border Patrol School. That moves, looks like Mike Cast. No, that's Chris, and this is Mike over here in right. So Chris Castine normally at first base, then moved to the outfield. Mike Castine is in right field. Chris in right center. Here's Jay Drolette. And as he goes, so goes the team. Popped up. Southwick goes back, covers a lot of ground to get back there, and makes the catch. So Jarvis out. The World team loses a little defense in the outfield. He's one of the best outfielders in the league. And with Chris Castine in the outfield instead of at first base, they lose some defense at first base. Here's Scott Lemaire, the second baseman. He takes a ball. And defense is a key factor, even though both of these clubs are capable of scoring 20 runs or more on a given night. They both scored 20 or more in wins during this playoff. 26 last night for the World team, and I think 24 the night before for the Coors Light team. Scott Lemaire starts the scoring off with a one-out home run deep over the left center field fence, and he will touch them all and be a 1-0 lead for Coors. Now here's Tom Perry. 7 o'clock start tonight. This being the only game in town, they started at a little later than the 6:30 normal start. Knocked down by Dumas, and that's all he can do with it. And it's going to be Perry at first base. A little bit, just barely a little bit on the cool side. Here's Neil Stevens. But the Mosquitoes are enjoying their last fling. They're out in a bunch, and they are hungry. I think they're getting ready, trying to store up energy for the winter. Not that they're going to survive the winter. Snapper watches it go foul. In the owner's box, it's Bill Glode from World Warehouse. Stevens steps back in. Eversole checks his defense and delivers. Hard hit through the infield for a base hit. That'll be first and second. I'll bring up the first baseman, Hawk Purrier, David Purrier. It's a line shot. A fountain grabs. Both runners will advance. It'll be second and third. Jocko DeMars Jr. is probably just happy that they're going to put him on. The first base is open. He arrived late, so he didn't take any warm-up swings. He was a late addition to the lineup. So fills the bases for Jocko DeMars Sr. And he'll try to make the world team pay for the insult of walking somebody to get to him. Eversol's first job is to make him a hitter. Ball 2-0, no place to put him, obviously. They'd have to make room at first, which would result in a run being scored. Ball 3 just missed. 3-0. Ball 4, Eversol walks in. Run number 2. Walking Jocko DeMars Sr. on 4 pitches after they gave his son an intentional pass. Here's Todd Howard. 2 outs, 2 in, 3 on, strike 1. Howard pops it up. Look out. Fair ball. They couldn't decide who was going to get it. And neither one of them had a good shot at it. It's going to be a line drive in the scorebook for Todd Howard. Yeah, it's line drive in the scorebook. But just out of the reach for Eversol. He had the best shot at it and couldn't quite get there in time. So it's a break for the Coors team. They lead 3-0. Kevin Levine, the batter. This looks playable. Mike Castine comes in, grabs it. 3 left, 3 in. 9 batters, 3 outs. We're going to the bottom half of the first with the defending champions leading the world 3-0 here on viewer-supported hometown cable. Looking at the Coors Light defense, Kevin Levine is pitching. Jocko DeMars Sr. is behind the plate. David Purrier is at first base. Scott Lemaire at second. Tom Perry at short. And Todd Howard is over at third base. Neil Stevens in left. Left center is Jocko DeMars Jr. In right center is Jay Drolette. And in right field, it's Chris Brunell. Mike Castine will lead it off. His team down 3-0 here in the bottom half of the first. Game 4 in the best of 5. A must win again for the world. Levine's pitch. Chopped back to Levine. Fires over to Purrier, and we have 1 down. Right idea, down and hard against this team. Now left fielder Justin Sample's been moved up in the lineup with Jarvis gone. There's the pitch. Ball.
Come on, normal head.
It popped up. And we got a dent. We got a brand new dent here for somebody. And I think we had an injured player behind us here. Purrier chasing the ball. Purrier chasing the ball, slipped over here on the tiles, and he looks like he has injured his knee. So this is a unfortunate development. I got to back the tape up a little bit. Had one of the Purrier's teammates swearing a little bit, so we had to back up the tape. And anyway, he's back on his feet and looks like he's going to keep going. Sample is back at the plate. Pitch it deep. Like to welcome our viewers on the World Wide Web. That's foul. Last night's game was the first thing that Hometown Cable had put on the internet, thanks to Brian McBride at www.plattsburgh.com. Earlier today, we had the game from last night on the net. Sample will stop it first.
Come on, Justin! Find you! Come on, John!
And a lot more than that going to be on there very shortly. We're doing it with the hope that we'll get more support from the community here. We'd like to keep doing this kind of thing, but we don't get much support from the cable viewers. Maybe we can get some from the internet viewers. Viewer-supported television. If you appreciate Hometown Cable and like it to continue, we'd like to hear from you. Southwick, John Southwick hit 2 out last night. And he has put one deep over the fence. Actually, he put 3 out last night. Neil Stevens had to reach over the top to pull one back in. But his arms weren't long enough to pull that one back in. So it's a 2-run shot for Southwick. And he puts the World team down by a run. Now it's 3-2 with 1 out. And the cleanup hitter, Corey Russell, the first baseman, stepping in. First pitch to him is a little deep for a ball.
Pick one out, buddy. Pick one out. Let's go. Come on, Corey.
That's playable. Stevens coming in hard, makes the catch, and we have 2 down. Caleb Castine, we've only been to 2 games in his playoffs out of the 3 they've played thus far. He had 2 home runs in the first game we saw, and last night he had a home run and a total of 4 hits and 5 trips. 2 outs, nobody on. There's a strike. 2. So Levine will try to get him to swing at his pitch. Deep. 2-2. Under it. Stevens has it. And we go to the second inning, 3-2. Coors Light leading World Warehouse and distributing on viewer-supported Hometown Cable. Ball 1 to Chris Brunell as we start the second. His team leading 3-2. Hits it on the ground to Corey Russell. And we have 1 down. A little tough on the focus here once we get to the lights. There's just some spots here that the camera has trouble focusing under the artificial lights. A few folks here enjoying the ball game. Jay Drolette is at the plate. It's a line shot. Fountain. Drolette's going to get 2 out of it. He always does. And LaFountain knew that. He slowed it down, kept it in front of him. And Drolette gets 2 bases. And bring up Scott Lemaire, who homered his last trip. Swings, hits a line shot into left field. That'll score Drolette. Sample wasting his arm here, throwing, and Lemaire stays put on first. 9 times out of 10, that's going to result in the runner going to second, but Ebersol will cut that one off. You know you're not going to get Jay Drolette, so don't bother making that throw. Here's Tom Perry. It's 4-2 now. Perry yanks it into left field. Gets away from Sample. Lemaire on the horse. He's going to score. Perry into third. He's going to be safe at third. Now here's Neil Stevens. Gets under it. Moore's going to run out of room. Well, two and one.
Randy's team won last night. One beat it. Come on, Neil. Come on now.
Ball 4. So Stevens walks as Eversole pitches carefully to him. Now here's David Purrier, Hawk Purrier. Let's see if the injured knee will affect his swing. Pitch from Eversole. Fountain going back, and he will catch up with it. Stevens will tag. Perry will score. Stevens goes to second. Perry crosses home plate. So that's 2 outs, and Jocko DeMars Jr. will step in. A sacrifice fly for Purrier.
Come on, Junior.
And a pitch. Deep, ball 1.
Come on.
Popped it up. Moore calls. Whoa! Almost popped out of that glove. Well, he dropped it quickly to make believe that was all part of the act, but we know otherwise, don't we? The stranded one, we'll figure it up there. I think they scored a couple more. We'll see as we go to the bottom of the second. Chris Castine blasted 3. Oh, that's right, 3 home runs last night. He's leading off the second. The bottom half of it.
You guys better not get hurt either over there.
And it's a 6-2, counted up the runs, 3 more for Coors.
I'll be over there. You better not go down on the field.
Strike 3 looking. You go from 3 home runs one night and get caught looking the next night. Fame is so fickle. Here's John Denny.
Keep your head on it. Watch out the back now. Come on.
He's the designated extra hitter actually tonight.
Out the back. Come on. Good part.
There's a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And a pitch. That's hit to Perry. Over to Purrier. And we have 2 down. Third baseman Rick Dumas takes a strike. 2 outs, nobody on. 6-2 in the second. Defending champions leading the challengers. Hit to second. Whoop. Whoop. Come on, focus on me here. Take our word for it again here. Lemaire to Purrier, and it's 6-2 as we head for the 3rd inning here on viewer-supported hometown cable. Strike 1 to Jocko DeMars Sr. as we start the
You jump the fence and get it.
3rd inning. Line shot to LaFountain. We have 1 down.
Find it, Howie. Come on.
Now here's third baseman Todd Howard.
Come on, Howie. Let's go.
1-1. Looks like they've let loose the hounds here. Southwood's going to fire in time. In time. Holy cow. And Corey Russell kept contact with first base to get Howard. John Southwick, what a nice play off the glove of Randy Eversole. John Southwell went way behind second base, picked it up, fired to Corey Russell, who made the stretch and got the out. Here's Kevin Levine.
Come on, Kev.
1 ball, 1 strike. Top half of the third, 6-2 the score. Levine hits it deep, straight away center. It's going to be an extra base hit. If it's not out of the park, it's out of the park. So a 4-bagger for the pitcher, manager, and scorekeeper. Makes it 7-2 here in the third. Chris Brunell, the batter. Important batter. Top of the order follows, so you want to end the inning right here. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. And a base hit for Brunell, so that's going to bring up Drolette, the top of the order. There's Jay Drolette. Wearing Ricky Henderson's number. Back to Ebersol. He's going to go to Russell for the out. We're going to go to the bottom of the third. It's 7-2 in favor of the defending champion Coors Light team.
Let's go, come on!
Here's Randy Ebersol leading off the bottom half of the third. Takes a strike. Pitch from Levine. Under the glove of Perry. Base hit all the way for Randy Ebersol. I'll bring up the shortstop, Jamie Moore. His theme is more, more, more. How do you like it? Trooper Levine delivers. Moore gets back in focus here. Fine line here, keeping that focus of this field. Popped up, DeMars is back and makes the catch, and Moore pops up for out number 1. Now the most valuable player in the Sunday League championship games, Scott LaFountain. Hit through the left side, it's a base hit. Ebersol will stop at the second. So it's a first and second situation with 1 out, top of the order coming up. They call him Melky, Mike Castine, a right fielder and leadoff hitter. Levine set, delivers. Ball. Strike. 2 balls and a strike. 3-1. Justin Sample on deck. Castine takes ball 4. That loads the bases. Now we've got the 2 and 3 hitters due up here. Here's Justin Sample. John Southwick, who homered in his first appearance, on deck. Southwick had, I think, 2 homers last night.
Hey, stop.
Pitch to Sample.
2, come on. Bring it!
Brunell. Safe. Ebersol sliding under the tag. A nice throw, beautiful throw from Chris Brunell. Not quite on the line enough, though. I remember Dick Van Heusen at the old Rutland field there. He'd throw it from the left field right to the plate, and the ball would never get more than 15 feet off the ground. But those arms are rare. Here's Corey Russell, 7-3 now. Justin Southwick, John Southwick gets the free pass. They pitch to Russell. Heads up, Russell goes to second when the ball goes to third. So 2 runs score here. They walk Southwick to pitch to Corey Russell, and Russell makes him pay. There's Caleb Castine. Ball 1. 2 men in scoring position. Outside. 2-0. There's a strike. Way deep. 3-1. First base is open. Chris Castine on deck. Ball 4. Castine takes the walk. That loads the bases. And Chris Castine, who was caught looking last time. I think you'd rather have me mention the 3 homers he hit last night. The geese are leaving here again. Yeah, last night they left a little earlier. The geese are flying over. They fly low here. They think they're out by the dam. Here's strike 1. Way deep. John Denny on deck. That looks like it's got enough on it. It's out of here. No caught looking that time. A grand slam for Chris Castine.
Come on, let's go. Keep it going here.
There's John Denny. Denny hits it high and deep. It looks like it might be in range. It's out of here. It's out of here. John Denny comes off the bench. He hadn't played the last couple of games. He's called into action here as the extra hitter. And comes through big for his team here with a home run. Rick Dumas, I believe, is the 11th batter. So that sounds like 8 runs this inning, which would make it 10-7 in favor of the World. Dumas is going to keep the inning alive with a line shot into left field. There's Randy Ebersol. Pitch from Levine. High fly ball. This one looks playable. Damaris is under it. Grabs it for the out. So they strand 1, but they send up 12. 3 outs, 1 left on. That's 8 runs. It's 10-7 as we head for the 4th inning. As we start the 4th, it's a 10-7 lead for the World Warehouse. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I predict the final score will not be 10-7. Strike 1 to Scott Lemaire. This is game 4 in a best-of-5 series, a must-win for World Warehouse and Distributing. They are trailing 2-1 in the best-of-5 series. So they must win tonight to keep their hopes alive. 3 balls to Lemaire. Ebersol delivers. That's a base hit. Now we have Tom Perry at the plate. Lemaire says, I need a runner. Let's see, who made the last? Oh yeah, that fellow named Jay Gillette, who runs like the wind. LaFountain grabs. Gillette's going to try to advance. He's going to be out. What? P3L said he didn't have control. We'll see. He's going to talk to Donnie Schutz. They're going to talk to Donnie Schutz here. Ariel's a little bit closer than we are. Sure looked like the ball was there, but we couldn't tell if he had control or not. Looked like he did, but 2 outs, and that brings up Neil Stevens. Eversole checks his defense, and now he's ready. 2-0. They'll walk Stevens if they have to. I'm not going to give him something to hit. 3-0. He's been known to hit a 3-0 pitch over the fence, though, so you got to pitch carefully. There's ball 4. Stevens walks. And David Purrier will step to the plate. Eversole delivers. Purrier hits a line shot. It's going to score Gillette. They'll send Stevens to third. He will be called out. 2 down. He's called out. So what's that? Is that 10-8 or 10-9? Jocko DeMars Jr. will be going to pitch to him, I guess. Here we have a runner for Purrier. That'll be Perry. There's Jocko DeMars Jr. Let's see if they'll pitch carefully. Deep for a ball.
Come on, Junior. Come on. Let's go, Junior.
A slow comebacker. Eversole to Russell. They strand 1. We'll do the math and tell you the score. We're halfway through this one. We're going to the bottom half of the 4th here on viewer-supported hometown cable. Our score is 10-8. World Warehouse leading. They've got an extra go-around at the plate. Line shot, Jamie Moore. Caught in the air by Kevin Levine. He fires to Lemaire. Just for the heck of it, here's Scott LaFountain. There's a pitch from Levine. LaFountain takes strike 1. 2. Levine ahead 0-2 on the count. Just miss. 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Oh, nice charity hop for Perry. Over to Purrier. 2 down. Well, top of the order, here's Mike Castine. Ball 1 just missed. Levine delivers. Out of play. Two, 1-2. Just missed. Stevens over. grabs it. 3 up, 3 down, nothing across. For the World, it remains 10-8 after 4 full. We're heading for the 5th here on viewer-supported hometown cable. Even though we're on the World Wide Web, this is local programming if you're in the North Country of northern eastern New York. Ball 1, Jocko DeMars Sr. at the plate. Leading off the 5th, team down by a deuce, but ahead in the series 2-1. Trailing in the game 10-8. 3 passes always come back to haunt you. There's a strike, just hit the back of the mat. That's a base hit. And DeMars is on. Leadoff single. Jocko Jr. will run for him, and Todd Howard will step in for the Coors Light team. If it gets real cold, Todd's hat there, the mountains on his hat turn blue. So you know he's cold.
Come on, Hal. Come on, Howie.
The strike. Ball. Ball 4, Howard walks. Two on, nobody out, and Kevin Levine up. He homered his last time at the plate. Ball 1 from Eversole.
Come on now. Here you go, Kevin. Come on now.
There's a strike. 2 balls and a strike.
Come on now.
In the corner, Mike Castine is back. Can't get it. It's going to be off the fence on a hop. It's going to score 2. Nope. Howard's going to stop at third. And stay put. Levine will get a RBI double. Scott McCormick is going to decide whether he's well enough to run here. He's going to run. He's running for Levine. If the batter reaches second, he can't get. My understanding is he can't get a courtesy runner if he reaches second on his hit. So the injured McCormick is going to run for Levine. There's Chris Brunell at the plate. Takes it deep and outside, ball 1. Top of the order on deck. Strike, nobody out. 1 in, tying run is at third, go-ahead run is at second. Foul ball called. Foul ball called. Illegal. Off the glove of Southwick. Base hit for Brunell. That's going to score a run. McCormick moves into third and says, "Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this?" That's a tie ball game. Go ahead, run at third. Jay Drolet at the plate. Nobody out here in the 5th. 10-10 the score. Strike. Foul ball out of play. Strike 2.
Line drive here, Jake. Come on now.
Here's a pitch. Gillette hits it hard to Southwick. Goes to Moore. For the out. Go ahead, run scores. Gillette reaches on the fielder's choice. It's now 11-10, and Scott Lemaire is the batter. High fly ball, straightaway center, deep at the fence. It is dropped by Chris Castine. Usually the first baseman. Well, it's first and second. Here's Tom Perry. Ball 1. First and second. 1 out. Perry going to drop it into center field. That will score Drolet. And it remains first and second. Now Neil Stevens.
Here we go, Neil.
Strike. 1-1 pitch. Moore. Good try by Moore. Knocked it down. But Perry was able to beat the throw. There's Dave Purrier. David Purrier. Still just 1 out. On the ground, through the middle, base hit. That'll score Perry, bobbled in left center by LaFountain. Stevens going to score. The ball's bouncing all over the place here. Purrier stays at first with the knee injury here. He doesn't want to go to second and have to run. And he doesn't want to go to second and hurt himself either. There's Jocko DeMars Jr. I believe there are 2 outs, 10th batter of the inning. So it sounds like 5 runs in thus far. Jolette is running for Lemaire. 2-0 the count. Strike. Lemars will swing. And it's going to put 2 more on the scoreboard for the Coors Light team.
I don't know if Jay made the last out, but Paco got threw out at second. He had a hit. I don't know who Paco got thrown out at first.
There's actually only 1 out. So they've had 10 batters. So that's 9 runs thus far. 11th batter, Jocko DeMars Sr., who led off the inning, is at the plate. There's a strike. 9 runs in for Coors Light here in the 5th inning. Sample comes in, should have it. 2 down. There's Todd Howard.
All over.
So it's a 17-10 lead. Sample squeezes Howard's fly ball. 17-10 lead for Coors as we head to the bottom half of the 5th on Hometown Cable. Here's Justin Sample leading off the bottom of the fifth. His team down by 7. 17-10 the score. 1 ball, 1 strike. Southwick on deck. Russell to follow. Caleb Castine in the hole. Nice pickup there by Purrier. 1 down. John Southwick, second baseman. Makes ball 1. Two. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 2. Or is it 3 and 1? Well, we may find out. Gets under it, hits a high, lazy fly. Jolette grabs, 2 down. Corey Russell steps in. It's a line shot, base hit into left field, or a 2-out single. And it brings up the catcher, Caleb Castine. Touches the back of the mat, strike 1. Two. Levine pitches this one way deep. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Come on, Lev, you like it, you hit. Come on, big man.
Hit to Perry. He's going to go to second for the force. Now we're going to go to the 6th inning. 17-10. The defending champions are leading in what could be the last game of the season here in the Adirondack Slow Pitch League. Strike 1 to Kevin Levine to start the 6th. 17-10. Coors Light leading World Warehouse and Distributing. This is game 5 in the best of, game 4 in the best of 5. Coors leading 2-1, the defending champions. That's a base hit. Levine will reach and ask for a courtesy runner. Now Chris Brunell steps in. Todd Howard is running for Levine. Chopper to Russell, goes to second. Gets the force. Brunell will reach on the fielder's choice. Now Jay Drolet. It's a high fly ball. Who's got it? Who's got it? Southwick's got it. Throw to first. Brunell is back. 2 down. Now Scott Lemaire at the plate. 2 outs, man on, nobody in this inning until now, that is. Scott Lemaire gets his 2nd home run of the ball game. Put his team up by 2 more. They'll make it a 9-run lead, 19. What was that all about? Now Tom Perry. It's a line shot. It's going to drop in front of Sample. And he'll be on with a single. That brings up Neil Stevens.
Come on, Neil. Come on, Neil. Come on, Neil. Here we are, Neil. Come on, Neil. Come on, fellas.
Stevens chops it into right field. Here comes Perry. He will score. The throw goes to second. Stevens is safe. There's David Purrier.
Come on, David.
Strike one. Gets away in center field. Puryear will go into second. Chris Puryear will run for David Puryear. So Puryear in for Puryear. With first base open, they'll give Jocko DeMars Jr. a free pass. Gary Levine's come over to coach at first.
Come on, senior.
And Jocko DeMars Sr. steps in for the Coors team.
Open them arms up.
Popped up. Chastain over. Grabs it for the third out. They strand two. We'll figure out how many they sent up. Sounds like they sent up 9 batters. We'll figure it out and go to the bottom of the 6th.
Get your hands up, hit the ball. Let's go.
Coors Light is leading 21-10. Chris Chastain, who grand slammed his last time up there, takes ball one. Coors scored 12 runs in their last World Warehouse scored 12 runs in their last 2 innings last night. And they had a 10-run inning earlier in the game, in the second. So they're capable of putting some runs up there, but trailing by 11 is not a good place to be right about now. Pitch from Levine. Swing and a miss. And a swinging strikeout. It's been a down and up and down night for Chris Chastain. Caught looking and the first time up. A grand slam his second time up, and a swing and a miss for strike 3 is the third time up. Up and down. Again, that fickle finger of fate. John Denny homered his last time up. He gets a single.
Pick yourself up now.
He'll look for a courtesy runner. That'll put Chris Chastain to work. Rick Dumas at the plate, third baseman. Looks at ball one. 21-10. We're in the 6th. World Warehouse has been scoreless the last 2 innings. Had 10 after 3 innings. Dumas base hit. Here's Randy Ebersole.
We're good. We're good.
Chris Dumas does not want a runner. There's the pitch. Strike one. That's playable in center field. DeMars grabs. Throw gets away, comes all the way to the plate. That'll allow, no, Dumas decided to stay put. Well, Chastain advances to third. There are 2 outs, runners at the corners. And Jamie Moore, the batter. Ball one. Pitch from Levine. It will be caught by Brunell. And it's another scoreless inning for World Warehouse and Distributing. We're going to go to the 7th inning. 21-10. Coors leads. And the very good likelihood that we have 1 inning left in the Adirondack Slow Pitch League season. Ball one to Todd Howard to start the 7th. 21-10 the score. 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Ball 4, walks Howard on 4 pitches. Brings up Kevin Levine. LaFountain grabs it. Howard will retreat, 1 down. Now we got Chris Brunell, right fielder. Hits it to Russell. Brunell reaches. There's Jay Drolet. Line drive. Russell squeezes it. There are 2 outs. And he'll give Scott Lemaire 1 more time up there. He's homered twice. That's a strike. That's a base hit. Howard's going to round. He'll score. An RBI single for Lemaire. If you're the World Warehouse team, you don't really want to give Neil Stevens another chance up there. He hasn't hit one over the fence tonight, and you know it's just a matter of time. Tom Perry will have to make an out in order for that to happen, except that Perry decides to hit it over the left field fence for a 3-run homer. Well, at this point, who cares if Neil Stevens hits one out? There are some holes that are just too deep to dig out of, and I think World Warehouse and Distributing is in one of those right now. Tom Perry has just put the final nail in that coffin. Neil Stevens is going to step in. Takes it deep for a ball. I haven't figured out how many runs the Coors team has got. Stevens hits it on the ground for a base hit. That gets us to David Puryear. He came back in after being run for. Strike 1. Southwick gonna have to hurry, goes to second. In time, Moore kept contact with the bag. So they'll end up stranding 1. We'll figure out how many they sent up and tell you the scores we had for the bottom half of the 7th and the last half inning of the playoffs here in the Adirondack Slow Pitch League A Division. If you were listening earlier, you heard me say that the score would not be 10-7. Well, Coors Light got the memo, but World Warehouse didn't. They're still stuck with their 10. Scott LaFountain flies out to start the 7th. The Coors Light team has scored a total of 25, 18 runs since said the score would not remain 10-7. And World Warehouse and Distributing has scored nothing since then. Mike Castine at the plate. It's a line drive, that's a base hit. If nobody makes an out, World Warehouse will win it. But they're going to have to bat around about 3 times in order for that to happen, at least twice. Here's Justin Sample. Hits it to Puryear. Throw to first, double play to end the season. Double play to end the season. A 3-6-3 double play. Coors Light team defeats the World Warehouse and Distributing team 25-10. They should be handed a trophy very shortly. So we'll say that's the way it was in the Adirondack Slow Pitch League A Division on this Wednesday, the 17th day of September 2008. Doug Stevens and spouse are bringing out the trophies, and they'll be presented in a moment. So don't go away. It's coming up right now. We're waiting on you, Doug.
All right, have your attention.
Yep, you got mine. Doug Stevens. Waiting for the Coors team to pick their MVP.
Good season this year, good age, good team, good scenes. This is a good series. You guys came back, played hard. And for the second place on A Division, World Warehouse.
Second place, World Warehouse and Distributing.
Hey, anybody's white shirt?
6 in a row. Coors Light. 6 titles in a row, I think we just heard.
Coors Light. A Division. Scott Lemaire.
Scott Lemaire, how about that? MVP, Scotty Lemaire gets the MVP for the championship round. So that's going to wrap it up. Thanks to those of you who are supporting Hometown Cable. Scott Lemaire is a viewer supporter. And look at that, he won the MVP. Just imagine what you could do if you were a viewer supporter. Thanks for watching.